Well, as you all know by now, Anita Sarkeesian has received the Ambassador Award. But, you know what? I'm actually glad she received this award, because this shows the lengths some of these people have gone, and to the amount of ridiculousness that, or that even the way they've tried to justify giving her this award can only lead me to the reason that GDC jumped the shark. Right. Currently up in front of me I've got the Ambassador Award archive. I'll leave a link down to it below as well, so you can read along as well. Now, let's get one thing sorted out first. The criteria for award. This is written by the GDC themselves. The Ambassador Award honours an individual or individuals who have helped the gaming industry advance to a better place. That's one. Either through facilitating a better game community from within, or by reaching outside the industry to be an advocate for video games and help further our art. Remember those two things, because apparently, according to them, that's the criteria for this award. Now, before we get on to reading the other entries, and trust me, when we start reading these other entries, she sticks out like a sore thumb. She really does. Anita Sarkeesian is a media critic and creator of Feminist Frequency, a video web series that explores the representations in pop culture narratives. Her work focuses on deconstructing the stereotypes, patterns and tropes associated with women in pop culture, as well as highlighting issues surrounding targeted harassment of women in online gaming spaces. Not really seeing it where Anita lectures and presents at universities, conferences, game development studios internationally. She has been interviewed and featured in publications such as the New York Times, The Wired, Wall Street Journal, The Globe, The Mall, The Boston Globe. Her videos are freely available via the Feminist Frequency YouTube channel and serve as an educational tool in high school and university classrooms. God help those students, quite frankly. I don't need to go why her videos are awful, because quite frankly other people have done it. Bad Cop 69, Jordan Owens, Investigate Journalism, Cheshire Cat Studios, the list goes on. You know, I'm pretty sure, I think Bad Cop Studio has, not Bad Cop Studio, Bad Cop 69 has a playlist called The Case Against Anita Sarkeesian, which I believe has over about 60 or 70 videos on this very subject, basically deconstructing her videos. But what did that readout seem to you? That didn't even give a reason, because remember, okay, advancing the gaming industry to a better place. How has she advanced it to a better place? She hasn't. At all. There's no... They don't even present evidence to support any of that there. Getting the gaming community from within. Has she improved the gaming community? No. Because if she had, then basically what she should... Technically the claim she should be making is that trolling should be stopped. She has never once given any reasons as to stop this, even though it's so simple. It's called the mute and the block button. Apparently feminists don't know this exists, or at least the hardline feminist, because that's certainly what she is. Now, the next part is, oh, she lectures, you know, internationally, you know, at video games conferences. Well, congratulations to any other lecturer out there at any university that lectures in game design, technology, or anything like that, because quite frankly, next year you should be submitting your application from your tutor, because quite frankly they fall into the same category as Anita Sarkeesian. I'm sorry, but at this moment in time she received this award as, for some reason, they felt the need to apologise. That's the only reason I can come up with. Because we're now going to look at the other winners of this award. And you will see how she stands out like a sore thumb. And this is why I'm glad that they gave it to her. Because it makes her look so bad. There is no justification why they gave this award. And quite frankly, anyone who looks into her background research and videos, will quickly realise, why the hell did she get this award? Okay, now, she was the 14th annual Game Developers' Choice Award. So who won it last year? Well, it was a guy called Chris Malloys. And Chris Malloys has worked in the gaming industry for, 16 years. And he was instrumental, according to this, in helping set up the Smithsonian American The Art of Video Games exhibition. So, quite frankly, that is, again, that's an achievement to behold. And that, again, fits into the criteria of helping to be an advocate for video games and help further the art. So, okay, that's the 13th one. Good one. Okay, what's the 12th one? Well, this one goes to Ken Droshaw and Paul M. Smith. And they both led the legal team, which resulted in the court ruling that there cannot be content-based restrictions on games and that they are unconstitutional. Okay, brilliant. Again, that fits into the last one. It furthers the industry as an art form. Brilliant, because now they can't be censored. Perfect. Okay, now the 11th one. Tim Bregnell and Ian McKenzie. And by the looks of it, these two guys basically have been involved with the GDC and setting up the conference. They basically have been heavily involved with it, and basically, again, that fits into improving the industry, and it looks like they got this as a recognition for their hard work helping out establish the GDC. And they oversee the GDC's Conference Associates Program. By the looks of it. But again, they've both been heavily involved with video games. So that's the 11th. On to the 10th. And you'll know these people. 10th annual one went to the creators of Penny Arcade. Now what did they do? Well, they set up Penny Arcade, which is a massive video game community, but one of the reasons why they're particularly getting it here is for the Child's Play charity. Which is, again, advancing the community, advancing video games as a champion. What more do you need? Okay, the 9th one. It looks like he is the founder of the Game Audio Network Guild, a non-profit organisation tasked with educating on interactive audio by providing information, resources, guidance, enlightenment and whatnot to its members, but to content providers and listeners throughout the world. Again, he's worked in the industry, he's promoting the gaming industry in a positive light. That fits into it. And then you get to the very first one, which was the 8th Annual Game Developers Conference Award. And let's see what this guy had it for. Let's see. Yeah, this guy basically helped bring attention. He set up, I believe it's an IGDA, on connecting developers with their peers. promoting professional development, advocating issues such as quality of life, creative freedoms, workforce diversity, credit standards, and qualities for which the Choice Awards Advisory Committee are naming him this year's recipient. So, quite frankly, she looks absolutely awful in front of everyone else. I'm sorry, but she does. I'm also going to post where they gave out the award, because it starts at the 17-minute mark, and that is even more... I'm sorry, it's even more ridiculous. Because the guy pretty much comes up and basically says, oh, you know, she did this, and then she got harassed, and it's just like, oh... Then she stood up at, you know, a Kickstarter conversation, and he's just like, oh... The thing what seems to get to me is the guy was behind The Last of Us, and he wrote the story for it. And he claims that he was influenced by Anita Sarkeesian. However, I'm calling bullshit on that. Because by the time The Last of Us started game development, she hadn't even started a project. There was no Kickstarter, there was no anything of the sort. And I'm sorry, The Last of Us was a brilliant story. But if you were influenced by her videos, good lord. I'm sorry, but I'm calling absolute bullshit on that. And then what's even worse is that she points out that she's the first woman to win this award. And while she is the first woman, it's so depressing that she is the first woman. I guarantee you there are so many other people you could have picked, women working in the game industry, to receive this award, and yet she is the first one. I'm sorry, but the advisory committee of the GDC have called themselves into some serious... I want to know their justification, why they gave this award. Because there has to be a better reason. Because, I'm sorry, I do not see how she fits in to the criteria for winning the Ambassador Award. I'm sorry, but she doesn't. And, you know, this is why I'm going to name the video, you know, GDC Jumps the Shark. Because that's what they've done. And they've called in to question their awards. So now, any award they now give out is now suspect. Because they've given it to someone who, sorry, doesn't deserve it. And unfortunately, has now become an ambassador. And many... Let's just take the female section of gamers. They hate her. And yet now, she is now, by proxy, from this award, their official representative. How, why, quite frankly, someone needs to go to this board and say, I want to know the reason. I want to see the minutes, the notes. What was the justification for giving her this award? Because I'm sorry, she didn't fit into any of these categories. She hasn't advanced the industry to a better place. She hasn't made the gaming community better from within. Or she hasn't reached outside the industry to be an advocate for video games. I'm sorry, but she does not deserve this award. I just do not know why she's been awarded it.